This afternoon, Canada welcomes the world's most famous newlyweds, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, better known as Prince William and Kate. Earlier today, they got on a plane to Canada, beginning their North American tour that will end in Southern California next week. And CBS News royal contributor Victoria Arbiter is here with a preview. Great to see you, Victoria.
Good morning.
Love the look, by the way.
I know, great minds.
Well, I appreciate it. So let's go back to the royals. Obviously,
yes.
That's the story here. So they're going to Canada. How significant is Canada in terms of their life and where they've come from and where they're heading?
Well, there's a number of reasons why Canada is a great start, especially for Kate. It is one of the realms of the Commonwealth. It's one of the 16 realms of the Commonwealth, which means that one day William and Kate will be the sovereign heads of state. It was the country that William did his very first foreign tour with his parents. That was back in 1991, so 20 years ago. It's also a country where the royals feel very much at home. It's a safe haven for them. Just since 2000, the Queen's been there 3 times. Charles has been there twice. We've even seen Edward, Andrew, Anne making a number of trips to Canada. So it's a place where they feel very welcome, and there's always a lot of support.
And on a personal level, it's a place where they've been in the wake, in particular the boys, in the wake of their mother's death.
That's right, yes. It was the very first place that the boys went with their father following the death of Diana. They went in March of 1998, and they got a fantastic welcome. I mean, it truly was William mania. The girls were going crazy.
Speaking of Diana, there has been a lot of, I should say, controversy this week over the fact that she's now gracing the cover of Newsweek in this dramatic photo of her, what she would look like at age 50.
Yes, and obviously this magazine has come out because Diana would have turned 50 tomorrow, July 1st, which also happens to be Canada Day. Frankly, I think it's a really tactless, tasteless magazine cover to put Kate alongside Diana. There's just so much about it that seems unseemly, and the article itself is talking about how many Facebook friends Diana would have, how much Botox she would have. I mean, yes, perhaps they're trying to have a little bit of fun with the subject, but it just doesn't feel like a subject that should be fun at this point.
On a much lighter note, and perhaps something that people are having a little fun with, is looking at how many outfits
yeah.
Kate is traveling with. There are reports that it's 40 outfits for a 10-day trip. What do you know about that?
Well, at this point, I think the number is speculation. Somebody's just gone along and counted the number of engagements she's going to have, but certainly her fashion is going to be a very big highlight of the trip, as will her jewellery. She's been seen this week sporting a bracelet with a charm on it, which reports are saying was a personal wedding gift from Camilla to Kate. The women have become quite tight. I think Camilla's been a tremendous support for Kate as she's tried to, get a handle on royal life. It's got Catherine's monogram on one side and Camilla's on the other. So it's quite interesting that she's wearing Diana's ring on one hand and she's got Camilla's bracelet on the other wrist.
So almost like 2 things that are guiding her together as she moves forward in her life.
That's right, yes, and 2 women that really are a strong presence in her life.
Victoria Arbiter, a strong presence in the life of the early show whenever it comes to the royals. We love having you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca.